so much fucked up shit to get into.
Welcome back to Little Snickers, baby. I'm Michael fucking Rainey here with Jon Delcollo.
Hey, Mike. Didn't recognize you there for a second.
Oh, you too much. Jacob Furman Mattera.
Ping, ping.
Wet and Juicy Jeff Simmons.
Yo, yo.
Welcome, boys.
Squirt.
Take my shades off.
Looking good, Mike.
Thank you.
Whoa.
I feel good.
That's the killer.
Oh.
That's the guy.
The killer used to do this. That's the one thing they had on him.
That's
just
a
him
thriller.
doing this, yes.
Do you think he's aware that he still has makeup on his hand from applying it to his face?
You don't say.
Don't let him hug you and pat you on the back after this.
Got it.
Yeah, I have Zodiac fever ever since we came back from San Francisco, man, and I cannot get enough of the guy. Netflix just did a documentary on him.
Yeah. Did you watch the whole thing, or is there more to come?
No, I watched it.
Okay.
And I've come plenty, brother. But and I'm all tapped out, Jake, and I'm ready to talk.
Ooh.
Is it a movie or is it a series?
It's a series. I think it's 3 parts. It was
Okay.
very spooky. It revolves around one of the main suspects. But my goal tonight, if we get to do a Stinkers episode, is that I want to give a general overview of the Zodiac case because there is so fucking much that you can dig into. That I feel like there are so many episodes that we can do on this person or persons.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Zodiac Killer, parenthesis, S, question mark, and parentheses, part 1 then.
Yes, this motherfucker put the sins in persons, Jake.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. John, do you want to flip your coin?
I do.
I sure hope you win.
What a funny night it would be for me to win.
John, this is the night you have to do it.
So tell me about Myrrh.
I'll get to Murr. I'm still on cue. You've been on cue for an hour and a half.
It's the OJ coin, right? Because you got a couple coins.
I did. They're still in my bag. I haven't unpacked yet.
Yeah, people were very generous with their coin giving. And if you gave John a coin this past week, thank you very much, man. He's
Lousy with coins now, and I'm lousy with coin flips, too. Somebody gave me an incredible dollar coin that is maybe half a century old that got it changed from a Taco Bell. So
wow.
Ooh, there we go.
On Q, on Sal, on Joe, on Murr. Let's win the toss. Fuck my Larry.
Well,
Congrats.
thank you very much. I feel like there's so much spooky stuff we can cover tonight. And, Jake, we're just scratching the surface, baby.
I can't wait. I can't wait to cover this stuff.
I know. How much do you know about the Zodiac?
It's all from the movie
Yeah.
and from last week when we were at one of the sites of one of the Zodiac murders.
That was spooky.
And you know who else has Zodiac fever?
Who?
Seemingly the entire city of San Francisco.
Yes.
They had those
really
stickers
do.
all
The
over the
stickers were everywhere.
There was a sticker outside of the airport on one of the pillars where I was smoking a cigarette.
The
Jake
Zodiac
spotted
pillar.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Zodiac pillar. I wonder if that genius thought that when he put it on there. Fuck, maybe that guy's smart.
For those of you not familiar with the Zodiac Killer, he is a person or persons who terrorized Northern California. It's hard to give a definitive time frame because the Zodiac claimed 37 murders. However, there are 5 attributed to the Zodiac Killer, with 7 people minimum being wounded by him.
7 survivors.
No, 7 people were attacked by him. 5 are dead. There are 2 survivors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's the authorities
Yes.
Yeah.
attributing 7 individuals to him, but he claims 30 more.
Yeah.
Huh.
The official report is 7.
Sounds like it's 7.
I don't know. I lean. He seems like a forthcoming guy. Aside from hiding his identity, he seems very forthcoming.
It's easy to be forthcoming when you're anonymous.
I think so too, man.
Mike's wearing a hood over his head. It seems like he's puts all his cards on the table. That guy.
The first attack, the first documented attack, occurred right before Christmas in 1968.
He also writes in code.
As forthcoming as a man in that position could be, Jake.
Yeah.
But the first of the 5 documented attacks happened just before Christmas 1968. Now, all of this occurs in just under a year span. And one of the crazy things about it is that toward the tail end is when the Manson murders happened. So California's got to be going buck wild at this point.
And Mike, at this time, because we were just in Haight-Ashbury, Manson was living in San Francisco. What, around this time as well?
Yeah, it must have been.
I got to find out when Manson checked out of there.
Okay.
I don't think he was in L.A. for super long before he ended up at Spahn Ranch. But I got to double check because I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
Potentially in the year 1968, but definitely, obviously, moved there in 69 minimum. So, yeah, I feel like he was in the Bay Area in Haight-Ashbury when this was happening.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would like to find out more about that. But Haight-Ashbury, what an interesting area.
Love that place.
I could go on about so many different aspects of our trip, man.
If you're looking for a flavored vape in San Francisco, you might want to check out some of the stores in Haight-Ashbury.
The first documented attack occurred December 20th, 1968, in an area called Berryessa, California, which is between San Francisco and Sacramento.
Okay.
So we could have stopped off there on our travels because we traveled from San Francisco
We
to
did.
Sacramento. Yeah.
Just like the Zodiac.
Oh, my God.
We were in a Ford Taurus, so... No, we weren't. We weren't.
Taurus is a sign.
Yeah.
I like that one, though, Jake. Very nice.
You have a hood for my
got
mouth.
me doing Borat as Zodiac. My wife. This is my wife speaking. I'm a responsible for... Now I'm doing an Italian guy. Jake, what are you doing to me, man?
All the signs of the Zodiac.
Oh, that's it. Yes.
Italian,
oh, my God.
Borat.
It's a me.
It's a me, a Zodiac. I'm going to make you a murder die. 4 D's in murder die.
Oh, man.
Jake, yeah, December 20th, 1968. Christmas time.
Horrible time to kill someone. I'm just going to throw that
for
out there.
fuck's sake, man. What a no good Nick. Can you imagine doing something that bad that close to Christmas?
Definitely naughty list material.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, there were 2 victims, teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. Jake.
It's you. It's not Jake.
That's shifting gears. It's like you didn't even put your foot on the brake. You just
One of your eyes is gone, and you say, in all seriousness.
Well,
thank you, John.
in this car, gears aren't being shifted anymore because this sweet little couple, they stop off at a turnout, which is essentially a lover's lane. And like Jake mentioned to me while we were away, he said, my dude, any road I'm on is essentially a lover's lane. So Jake knows about lover's lanes.
I do.
And this is right off of an area called Lake Herman Road. And I assumed, like, when I hear lover's lane, I think of you're overlooking a cliff into a beautiful expanse.
Yeah.
You're tonguing down a very nice lady in a long skirt. If you're lucky, you'll get your finger stinky. If she's lucky, she'll get her finger stinky. Fingering works both ways, Jake.
Man.
Yes.
I did not know that. Didn't get that memo.
But unfortunately, this poor couple, they're sitting there 5 days before Christmas. The Zodiac creeps up on them, shines a bright light in the car, and he shoots the boy one time behind the ear, instantly kills him. Now, the woman he shoots... she shot 5 times in the back, so she's trying to escape as he's shooting.
Man.
She makes it like, I think the range was like 28 feet from the car where she's found dead. Yeah, Jake.
A gun guy.
Yeah, well, not entirely.
Okay.
Like a man of, unfortunately, a human Swiss Army knife and gun.
A real go gadget killer.
He is, yeah.
So
Should've
this
changed his
inspiration
name.
point was in the middle of like the woods then? You said this wasn't a scenic overlook?
No, it was just... It's just like this little patch of dirt, which leads to a smaller road off of
The
not a
Hershey
major
Highway.
road, but yes,
Yeah.
the Hershey Highway, Jake,
Yeah.
which is where couples go when they're in love.
Yeah.
But it's a little patch of dirt, which is off of a main road, which leads to a smaller road, and they had just parked there to.
Yo, he kind of phoned in Lover's Lane. I'm going to say that right now.
Well, I mean, when your dick is harder than goddamn steel.
I'm not going to make it to Lover's Lane. I'm not going to make it to Lover's Lane.
Like you have to shit. You're just cheeks clenched. trying not to fucking slam on the fucking gas.
It says it's 2 miles away. Pull over. Yeah, yeah.
You're driving. I'm gonna fucking shit.
Man, premature ejaculating on the way to Lover's Lane. It's got to be the top of the most devastating things.
I would just tell a lady I shit myself.
Take me home.
You're driving. Again, you are driving.
I want to go home. Take me home.
Did you shit an ounce of cum out of your dick? Because your khakis are stiff.
There's a lot you don't know about me. I'm wired different. But Jake, unfortunately, the second attack happens about 7 months later, on the 4th of July, 1969, which sounds like a very romantic date.
4th of July, yeah.
1969 is the 4th of July.
Beautiful.
Sucking on chili dogs. A lot of chili dogs getting sucked on
Yeah.
in Lover's Lane on July 4th.
This was another Lover's Lane or the same Lover's Lane?
No, it was. It was a different park. All right. It was Blue Rock Springs Park. Which is in Vallejo, California, which was 4 miles from the first attack. I think we might have passed through Vallejo.
We did.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we did a whole Zodiac tour. We didn't even know it.
Yeah.
We did. Maybe Zodiac was touring like we are. He was going to punchlines.
Maybe he was doing one-nighters midweek.
But this is Blue Rock Springs Park, which is 4 miles from the initial attack. Same deal. 2 kids. These were a little bit older. A 19-year-old man by the name of Michael Mageau and a 22-year-old lady by the name of Darlene Farron were sitting in a car. Zodiac walks up. He opens fire. Both of them were shot multiple times. And he jumps into the back seat as soon as he's shot, and Zodiac keeps shooting. He shoots Darlene. And Zodiac starts to walk away, but then he hears the one victim, Michael Mageau, moaning. So he comes back and he shoots them both again 2 times.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, fuck.
What a real cock block this guy is. Nobody really
For
talks
real.
about that part of it.
Yeah.
Would you want to be attacked hard?
I would love to have cummed first.
What if do you think that would deter your murderer if he saw you bust as he's attacking you? Second attachment to that
If you're at
question.
Lover's Lane, it shouldn't.
Second attachment to that question, John and Jake, and Juicy Jeff, if you want to chime in on this too. Do you think if you die busting, you enter the afterlife finishing that bust?
Oh, God.
There's got to be a little bit of a twilight zone between here and there where it all comes out. If you are still able to arrive at the pearly necklace gates, and you're still able to, rock that vein a little bit to get the rest out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I hope I go to heaven. I might turn things around.
I think so too, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thought.
It really is.
Thank you.
It's what I like to say at every funeral I go to.
Well, you should tell Hallmark Card that because they've rejected it several times.
Hallmark, I've had so many problems with them. I just call them Skidmark. I've even wrote that to them in a nice card that I created, which I then gave them the option to buy, which they declined.
Oh, man.
And I went from Skidmark to shit stain, so that's what Hallmark is to me right now. But Jake, you're not going to believe this, man. 40 minutes after the shootings, one of the victims survives. Now, 40 minutes after the shootings, there's a phone call from a couple miles away. Who do you think's making the phone call to police?
Don't tell me it's a Zodiac.
It's the daggone Zodiac.
Mr. Zodiac.
Did he pay for it or did he do collect?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah.
I would say he paid for it.
Yeah.
But he calls the police station, and I have the text right here if you want me to read it to you, and I will. I got to do my face.
Because I want you to.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I going back to being killed while coming.
Yes.
I would be afraid of like the detectives finding you and like it appears this person was murdered and then sucked off after the
And his
fact.
cum was raptured by Jesus.
Zodiac calls the police, and he tells the dispatcher, I want to report a double murder. If you will go 1 mile east on Columbus Parkway to the public park, you will find the kids in a brown car. They were shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye.
Okay, so he's copped
Whoa.
to the four 3 murders, 1 attempted murder
Yes.
for the first time. This is his first interaction with law enforcement.
Yes. And
3 letters.
yes, and he ends up sending a ton of letters over the years, man.
Damn.
I think he sends a couple postcards too.
That's nice of
He
him.
just, I know,
Aloha.
man. He just likes
Yeah.
to keep in touch, and it's like there's got to be some lonely soul at the San Francisco Chronicle that looks forward to getting these.
It's him holding the back of someone's hair with a gun to their head, says, "Wish you were here."
So police show up, and one of the people that were shot is still alive. Michael Mageau, he survived.
That's the one that survived?
Yes.
The one that was coughing and caused the 2 more shots.
Yes.
On each person.
Yes. He survived.
He survived the extra 2 shots.
Wow.
Jesus
Yeah, one of the
Christ.
shots ended up in his knee, which, can you imagine how fucking painful that is? Jake?
Jeez. I cannot.
I know.
That's
Probably in my top 15 body parts to be shot in.
What would you like to be shot in the most?
The dick, so I can get a robotic dick.
How
I'm
big would
talking
you get
now,
it?
right?
How big
Now
would
or
you get it?
1967. How big?
Yeah.
Same size.
What?
He's a robot.
Ah.
Yeah.
damn. I didn't realize we could do that.
Do you have a silver plan with Obamacare? Silver is the color of the robot dick. That's why it shows that.
Robamacare.
Yeah.
Yes. You got that Robamacare dick. You think you get clowned for a Robamacare dick like you do an Obama phone?
Hey, free dick's free dick.
That's right. That's right.
Yay! Free dick, free dick, free dick, free dick, free dick. Free dick.
Mike, where would you like to get shot?
I think the butt, man.
Same.
Yeah. Mainly because I love that scene in Forrest Gump where he's like, I scream Lieutenant Dan. I want to do that to the person who gets shot with me.
Yeah.
Yes. Always been a dream of mine, Jake.
Yeah. I basically have a bulletproof vest attached to the back of me, so I would hope that would save me, you know?
Jake, you're going to love this. July 31st, perhaps August 1st, 1969. The Zodiac sends a bunch of letters to some Bay Area newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times. And included in these letters is a cipher, 3-part cipher, which can be combined into one, which is sent to each periodical.
How fucking bored do you have to be?
I know,
You're a
dude.
murderer.
Dude,
You're
just-
making up puzzle codes.
You're making me
Yeah.
do homework, you fucking nerd.
God
Yeah,
damn.
suck my dick, you fucking...
Perhaps the biggest crime the Zodiac ever did was brain teasers.
But he starts dishing out ciphers, and then he writes another letter. And in August 7th, which is about a week later, is the first letter in which he identifies himself as the Zodiac. He says, "This is the Zodiac."
Now, why does he call himself that if he's not like doing a murder a month to somebody who's an Aquarius or whatever?
When we get to one of the most prominent suspects, there might be an explanation
Okay.
for that.
Mike, in those first letters, was the symbol, the beautiful symbol that's on your chest,
It is.
was that located in all the letters?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think each cipher had that.
So after sending a round of letters where no one got it, then he explicitly stated, "This is the Zodiac."
Yes, this-
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to tell you I'm the fucking Zodiac Killer. This is going to be my MO.
Yeah.
Well, he even says that, like, my name is contained within one of these cryptograms. I think that's what they're called,
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
We'll take it.
Yeah. And honestly, I think August 7th. All right. So the 8th is when they're printed, and there's a husband and wife who actually crack one of them. They're just sitting around having breakfast, and the husband's like, "You want to take a crack at this?"
It's because they published it in the newspaper.
They did, yeah.
Wow.
So he and his wife are spending their entire Sunday.
Yeah, right next to the crossword puzzle, appropriately.
Anything not to talk to your wife, right, guys?
Why don't you try to solve this fucking murder and make me my goddamn eggs?
I hope he kills me next, Darlene. But they solve it, man. Could you imagine doing that with your wife?
I feel like I'm pretty good at puzzle games when I really dedicate myself to it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake, are you?
No, no, I'm not.
I'm more of a word search man.
Oh, I'm large print word search man.
I've
for
seen
sure.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you've seen me in action.
What you about to say, Sudoku Juicy Jeff?
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I love doing
You
Sudoku.
think I can't read your goddamn mind, brother?
Dude, yeah, I was actually just doing Sudoku over the weekend.
How hard do you go?
I'm
How hard do you get?
I'm in the hard level. Like not like
Wow, so
I'm not
hard.
an extreme or whatever. It comes
All right,
after
all right. You're not
hard.
at the
Like
top
I'm in
of
the book and I can do it by pen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like soft, chubbed, hard Sudoku.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get up to chubbed a lot. It's never hard enough to finish the job.
I used to have downtime at my last school that I worked at, which was a school for children with special needs. And I worked with young adults, and I would teach them job skills. And the one day, we were waiting for another young adult to show up. And I was waiting with one of my favorite students, this gentleman, Keith, who I miss dearly. He was so fucking funny. He would kick doors open. He was the best.
Kicking Keith.
I won't give his name. I gave him a murder nickname. I'll tell you after we're done.
Okay.
I don't want to
Was
identify
it
him.
Killer Keith?
No.
Don't tell us after.
Why'd you look to the right for so long before you said no?
I wanted to ask Jeff if it was okay if I said it.
So I love that he started that with dress like that. Like I used to take care of special needs.
Let's just say the call was coming from within the house.
I'll say it. He was the best. I used to call him the Hillside Dangler. His last name's Dangler.
All right.
I miss him so much.
And he lived on a hillside at this address.
Yeah, Hillside Ave.
But we were waiting for another student to come out because I was taking two kids to work at a volunteer site that day. And Keith's like, "What are you doing?" Because he saw me like doing a Sudoku puzzle, and I was like, "I'm doing this Sudoku puzzle," and I was like, in each square you get numbers 1 through 9, and you got to figure out how they fit, and it's like vertically and horizontally, you can't have overlapping numbers. And he's like, "Oh yes," and then he's watching me do it, and he's like, "Why don't you just write any number in and just fill it up?"
Just get it over with.
Yeah, it's like, that does make perfect sense, Keith. God, I miss him, man. So Hillside Dangler, if you're watching, buddy, you were the fucking best, man. Where were we? Oh, so he's writing his little letters. The next murder is September 27th, 1969, which is, I believe, the scariest of all, which is the Lake Berryessa murders.
And that's post Manson.
It is.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what a nightmare it must have been to live in California at this time?
Yeah.
God damn.
But how many other serial killers are operating at this time? Because you got the
Yeah.
Golden State Killer operating as well. At minimum, you got 3 fucking lunatic murderer packs.
Was Bundy in the late 60s too?
I don't know his time frame.
He may have been 70s.
Okay.
Early 70s, I think.
What a scary time,
Just
man.
extended the terror for that much longer.
So many. Like the Rodney O'Connor was.
Oh, the scary fella?
Yeah.
At the same time. Man, it was lawless back then in California.
It ain't much better now.
That's when we should have done a podcast. Wouldn't we have been good back then?
Yeah, wouldn't we be the first podcasters ever?
Your mutton chops. Jake would look the same.
Yeah, just identical.
Mutton Mattera. You're on with Mutton Mattera.
In the morning.
Yeah, you're on with the mutt.
But, I mean, what was that, John?
There's a mutt sound.
There's a dog.
A mutt in distress.
Let
You
me-
know,
let me
must
in.
get beat.
Let me in. It's raining.
I guess,
That's just me being hungry.
I guess you would know about mutts in distress. That's terrible. I shouldn't have said that. That was too much.
What the hell's that even supposed to mean?
Burning dogs.
Oh my God. I thought you were implying that I had sex with dogs, which is honestly, I'm starting to prefer that. Bless you.
God bless you, Zodiac.
Thank you.
I think that was a hint.
I've said too much. But this is perhaps the scariest, and it is to me. And we've all seen the Zodiac movie. This scene, the Lake Berryessa stabbing scene, is one of the scariest scenes in film history.
Yeah.
And I was watching the commentary, which, man, I miss movie commentary on fucking on movies. Do you guys miss movie commentary on movies too?
I miss it more on TV and the news, movie commentary on those things.
What?
He's making fun of me for saying movie commentary.
He
on
was making fun of
movies.
himself first. I went along with it. We're going to edit this part out, and we're going to end the fucking podcast forever.
Staying in for life.
Jake, you know the scary scene I'm talking
Just
about.
like those dogs. Staying in for life. Okay, I am so sorry. I'm sorry, John. Just, we're all talking about it, and I just... Yeah. So you were saying, Mike?
Scary scene.
It's usually the smoke that kills him, John.
That was the case in this instance. That's been repeated.
Well, just think how nice it is. You love vaping. Like, dying of smoke inhalation is kind of like an eternal vape.
I guess so.
Now, doesn't that make you feel better?
Yeah, both the dogs were Poochie from The Simpsons. And they were like, this is cool.
God.
This is cool. I'm vaping to death.
There's another couple out there at Lake Berryessa, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, who once dated. It seems as though they were out there as friends on this day. And Jake, in the movie, the way they portray it is terrifying. They're laying there, they're talking, and Cecilia, she sees a man approaching and he hides behind a tree. A few things scare me like a hiding man.
I would think it's silly. Yeah, I would be murdered so fast.
That.
Hiding behind a tree. Okay, behind a tree, yeah.
It's not old Greg.
But just seeing him like kind of like do the fucking the pitter patter behind the tree would be kind of amusing. But
If he did a tiptoe pitter patter, I'm cracking up to death.
yeah.
But in the movie, you see him creeping up and he's hiding behind a tree, and Cecilia's saying, there's a guy. And then as he's approaching, she's like, oh my God, he's got a gun. And as he approaches them, he initially asks for their keys and their wallets, so they assume it's a robbery. And as he starts interacting with them, he's talking with them. And he's dressed like I am right now, and he's got a belt on with bindings, which seem to be pre-cut. And as he's holding them at gunpoint, they comply with him, and then he tells them to lie face down on the hill. And Brian asks, hey, they give him everything, and they're tied up, and he's like, hey, I got to know, is that thing even loaded? And he shows them that it is.
God.
But at that point, too, he's just like, ah, fuck, we got. But within seconds, he just starts stabbing Cecilia. And one thing to note about all these murders, the women always seem to be attacked in a much harsher fashion than the men.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stabs Brian. Brian actually survives.
He's one of the survivors.
He is one of the survivors.
Yikes. The survivor's guilt that must have been with both of those guys.
Yeah. This was fucked up. They actually interview Brian Hartnell from his I was going to say his hotel room, his hospital room. So this poor fucking guy is in the hospital, and he agrees to like a news interview, and he's telling them everything that he's already told the police.
As he's healing from these wounds. That's crazy.
It's fucked, man. One thing the Zodiac does before he leaves the scene is he writes on their door, their car. I think they got a Volkswagen Beetle. It's parked right by where they are. And he ends up writing,
He goes over and punches them once in the shoulder before he leaves.
No punchbacks. No stab backs.
He writes the Zodiac symbol, and then he writes Vallejo, and then he writes the dates of all the previous murders. And under this one, he writes September 27th, 1969 at 6:30 by knife. Look how spooky that picture is.
That's on the car?
That's on the car door.
Was that blood or was that just like a marker?
That was a marker.
Okay. It would take some time with blood, I assume.
Yeah, man. You don't want to have to like run back to the
Lot of
scene
back
to get a
and
little bit
forth,
more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine like you trip over a rock and sprain your ankle.
God, fuck, I should have spelled fucking is, and then it's a Sharpie commercial.
Yeah, can one of you guys call the police? I'm actually hurt pretty bad. Inappropriate, Jake. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's insane. So he writes this all on the car door, kind of letting the cops know that it's me again. Mm-hmm. And then what happens now?
He calls the Napa County Sheriff's Office again and says...
Same one before.
It's not the same,
okay.
but it's the same thing that he did before.
Yeah, okay.
Just got to scratch my penis.
That's fine.
But Jake, he calls...
Zodiac's got to scratch penis sometimes.
Yeah, everyone scratches their penis.
Scratch and Penis were actually the dogs' names. And they're actually one of my favorite vaudeville duos. Going back to Scratch and Penis, he calls the Napa sheriff, and he tells them exactly what happened. So they fucking fly out there, but he's gone. And it isn't until, all right, so that was September 27th. It isn't until 3 weeks later that he attacks again. And that's when he attacks Paul Stein at the site that we just saw in Presidio Heights. He picks up the cab somewhere downtown San Francisco. He asks Paul Stein to take him at a different point than where they ended up. And then for some reason, he tells Paul Stein to keep driving, which was to the point where we visited, where he ends up shooting this poor cab driver. He kills him, and he's pretty.
So he must have gotten to the corner where he said, and there was witnesses. So he said, "Go up a little bit further," or something like that.
I don't know if that's what did it, John, because there are witnesses across the street. There were 3 teenagers walking, which get a pretty clear view of him, and they're the ones that ended up calling the police to say, like, "Hey, there's a guy that just shot somebody." They're actually able to tell that he had scars on his forehead. Like, that's how good of a view they got. But either the Zodiac didn't recognize them or was so intent on doing what he wanted to do and just figured, fuck it, they're not going to catch me anyway. That not only did he shoot and kill this guy, he took his car keys and then he also cut up part of his shirt so that he would have proof to mail into the newspapers when he decided to take credit for this murder as well.
It's just a solo cab driver, no lady.
Poor guy, yeah. Just a guy.
And that's
who was
number
out.
7.
So that's the 7th attack.
And the only one that took place in San Francisco.
Yes. And we walked the route, but
Very strange that he changed his MO completely on this one and wasn't in the wilderness, essentially, like in the middle of nowhere where the other 3 instances
that's
happened.
something I want you to put that under your hat and save it for about 10 minutes down the road, because we're going to discuss that further. So he ends up turning right. I forget the streets. I think there was Cherry Street, Jackson Street, and there was one other one.
Yeah, Cherry Street is the one I think we parked on, right? And then Jackson Street was the one next to the park.
Was Cherry Street the murder street?
I think so.
All right. So he didn't get very far before he's encountered by police. He makes a right at the murder scene, and when he gets to the next block up, he makes another right, and it's on that street that he's encountered by 2 cops rushing to the scene of the crime. They're misinformed. They're under the impression that they're looking for a black assailant. So they actually question him to see if he's seen a black guy running past. And he's like, yeah, he actually went that way, pointing in the opposite direction where he's going.
Just
like, thanks a lot, buddy.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah, he went that way.
And he ends up writing back into the papers to say, like, hey, just so you know, you fucking morons had me. And I told you that the black guy went the other way.
Man, but isn't that crazy? Because those cops could then talk to a sketch artist and describe who they talked to, try to remember who they talked to. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
your face has been seen.
You
Unless
think
he's walking around with the hood on.
Do you think he had the hood on at any point during that murder?
No. I think the only hooded one was the Lake Berryessa murder.
And that had already been described to cops from
the
guy that
from
survived.
Brian Hartnell, yeah.
Okay, so that's where that sketch already existed before this murder. I
don't know
assume.
I don't know when the fucking the well-known Zodiac sketch originated. That's a good question. I appreciate you bringing that up, because that's something I'm going to look after, John.
Thank you.
You notice I don't yell at you anymore for not knowing things?
I have noticed that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop that, Jake.
It says right here, made in 1969 based on eyewitness accounts of the Presidio Heights murder.
And that's the Paul Stein murder, the last one. Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wait, that one that we're looking at?
Yeah, that
Not
sketch.
with the hood, yeah.
Right, this sketch
Yeah.
is based on the Presidio Heights one.
Now, previous descriptions of him had said that he's stocky, beefy, about 5'8".
You're making me hungry. What are we having, stew?
Making me horny.
5'8", 200 pounds. So they end up getting light hair too, which when you hear about the prime suspects, you start to question. It adds some degree of inflection here. So Jake, all told, from 1969 to 1974, he ends up sending in 13 letters and some postcards that I mentioned to newspapers, and they're still not able to figure out who he is.
And he's still claiming new murders in some of these letters?
It's a 74. There's still communication. Now, I don't know how sure they are in the validity of those past that point, but there are actually murders before and after the 5 attacks that I mentioned, or the 7 attacks that I mentioned, where 5 people were killed, that could be attributable to Zodiac. But again, California was such a buck wild place at this time that it's hard to differentiate who the fuck was doing what.
Man, what do you think prompted this last murder? This feels so impulsive.
Yeah, it not
does.
his MO at all.
Dude, there's the difference in methods. Like, I think these are all, I don't know if I should say the same guy, But I want to add before I get further into that there were 4 ciphers. There was one that was solved immediately by that couple, that was known as the 408 cipher because there were 408 characters contained within that grid.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then there was one called the 340 cipher, which wasn't solved until 2020. A bunch of code crackers, and I'm not using a slur for anybody that you're thinking of, Jake.
I wasn't thinking of anybody.
And
I was thinking of everybody.
this was a nice neighborhood until these fucking code crackers moved. I mean, can code crackers use a fucking phone that's not on speaker on the bus, Jake? I wonder.
Not who I thought he was talking about.
Not who I wasn't sure.
Threw me for a
Wind
loop.
talkers, that's who I was thinking of. But Jake, there's in 2020 the second cipher is solved.
It's a long time.
It is, man.
Was that 50 years?
31, 51, carrier 1. Yeah, 51.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's 2 other ones. They're shorter ciphers. One is like 13 characters, one's 32.
And still have not gotten cracked.
No, I think those might just be insane ramblings.
So does that mean that they don't know what all the letters say then?
They
Or
don't
did
know.
some of the-
well,
okay.
the letters, even some of the letters. Now, there's very interesting things about the letters, which kind of relate to what was discussed in the new Zodiac documentary about Arthur Lee Allen. Now, in that documentary, they talk about kids that were his students because he was an elementary school teacher. They say that he would often misspell things, mispronounce things, or present words in different ways to get kids to like think outside the box. But again, it could just be like his way of just fucking with people and manipulating a situation.
Yeah.
And each letter, it does have things. There are things in there where it's just like, oh, this is a coherent sentence. Then other times, like, he'll spell things in such an insane way. It's like, bro, why are you fucking doing this, man? But in the letters, like, he mentions that his goal with killing these peoples is to create slaves for the afterlife.
Okay, so he did have a purpose.
And as the podcast expert on heaven, that's not how heaven works, Jake.
I was going to say, you don't get slaves if you kill people or at all.
You get them at an auction.
It's a unique way to look at things differently.
It
You
is.
know, it's a avant-garde. The
Yes.
Egyptians did a bunch of crazy shit.
They did.
You
They
know,
buried you with cats.
Aztecs.
Put your insides in jars.
Jar me up, baby.
Yeah. First
Keep me
Tupperware.
fresh.
It's my favorite Rolling Stone song.
Jar me up.
You got to keep my penis fresh.
Dick Jagger.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I got there, man.
Keith Dickards.
I like it, Jake. Charlie. All right, we're gonna move.
Cum
on to-
shot.
What's that?
Yes, Charlie cum shots.
Yeah, what's that thing in your pants?
There were. I think there were eight major suspects. There were 2 that really stand out to me, and one was that Arthur Lee Allen, who's the subject of the Netflix documentary. This is the Zodiac speaking. It's fucking insane. Please watch it.
Are you sold on this?
No,
guy?
I'm not sold, but I think there are a number of people it could have been, but
Yeah.
this guy definitely checks off the creep boxes because Arthur Lee Allen was convicted of child molestation. There's kids in the documentary that are now grown adults which say that he drugged them and probably assaulted them. And they were kind of like served up to like a woman in his neighborhood had like 7 kids. And he just befriended this woman. He taught some of the kids, and the woman just was like, here, take the kids. Do whatever you want with them.
Jesus.
Yeah, insane, man. And she kind of rode for him till the end, even after she was aware that he was locked up for molesting kids. And he was, we might have even passed this again, Atascadero Mental Hospital. Do you remember seeing that sign?
No.
In our travels?
Did you see it?
No.
I don't know if I thought I did or is that Mandela effect?
Do they usually put mental hospital signs on the highway for exits?
I think it's a prison, but it may also be a hospital. But
Okay.
A lot of famous prisons we
Yeah,
were in
we
the
did.
vicinity
I'll look
of.
this up real
San
quick.
Quentin.
Just send your ass to San Quentin for that.
What else we passed?
I think Atascadero
Alcatraz.
was
Welcome.
it's a hot
Alcatraz.
Atascadero State Hospital. So that might be a sign. They might have that as a sign. I don't know if I'm making that up or
Yeah,
not.
I believe you.
Thank you, Jake.
We all believe you.
I needed to hear that. Hey, Stinkers, I want to take a second to thank our sponsor, Huel. Jake, running late with no time for breakfast?
You're telling me.
We've all been there. Luckily, there is a solution. Support for Little Stinkers is brought to you by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand. No prep and no cooking needed. Just grab a Huel and get on with your day. Huel shakes taste like a milkshake and come in both chocolate and vanilla. They're high protein, low sugar, and have 27 vitamins and minerals to take all the guesswork out of healthy eating. Brothers, you see me crushing Huels.
Mm-hmm.
Even on episodes where we're not even being sponsored by Huel. These are delicious. And when we finish a live stream and we go into an episode, between those two episodes, I normally ask my wife to politely get me a bag full of fast food, which she always obliges, the sweetest lady on earth. But thankfully, I'm trying to be a good boy. And thanks to Huel, I'm able to keep that in check. And there is a 100% certainty that Huel plays a major role in me becoming jacked and leaving my wife for a much younger woman.
She's going to start bringing you more fast food if that's the case.
I know, but this is delicious, and I cannot stop drinking these. They're incredible. They're nutritionally complete, ready-to-eat meals, Jake. They're plant-based. There's so much protein in these.
Dude.
You're going to get everything you need from these shakes.
I'm looking. They got every type of vitamin in here. It's crazy.
Brother, take a sip and enjoy it.
Riboflavin, vitamin B6, B12, pantothenic acid, iodine.
We're definitely going to get a note that says for him to stop reading the ingredients next week.
But Jake,
I'm pumped.
in addition to tasting great, Huel is also super affordable. Each meal comes down to just $2.50, so you can feel full without breaking the bank. Take the leap and join the community of Hueligans, which I love, with 15% off with code STINKERS at Huel.com. That's 15% off with the code STINKERS, STINKERS, at Huel, HUEL.com. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel. Nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Huel rules.
My Huel
Magnesium,
journey starts today.
Selenium, vitamin D, iron. Come on, man.
Jake, you know me. I've always said that your cell phone bill should not be a luxury expense.
You've said that a lot.
I have. Mint Mobile has awesome service for just $15 a month, John.
That is going to save my wallet.
All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network, and it doesn't get better than that. Jake, I don't know about you, brother, but I could use a plan like this.
Yeah, I'm paying too much with the other guys right now, and I'm going to switch because this is the move right here.
The other guys can shove it because we're with Mint Mobile now, baby.
That's right.
Finally, a cell phone plan that makes what you need at a price that makes sense. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/stinker. That's mintmobile.com/stinker. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/stinker. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
So all these murders happen. This is a dumb question. I'm not trying to be funny. Did they happen throughout the Zodiac, because what?
That's what I thought.
That's a good question.
Yeah. If you're saying that the women were attacked more in these situations, it makes me.
No, they did not have their period, Jake, if that's what you're inferring.
No, not period. Thank God.
Just big astrology heads.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and which is where he got the name. God, I can't stand this fucking lady talking about signs.
And the guys in Lovers Lanes were trying to get some Pisces. I see where you're going now. All right.
Oh, I didn't think that's where you were going.
Yes. I saw it a mile away.
Yeah.
But in regards to your earlier Zodiac question and
Yeah.
the current conversation we're having, there's one explanation, which is that Zodiac was the brand of watch that Arthur Lee Allen had. He was a diver. And Zodiac...
Those are nice watches.
They seem very nice.
I'm telling you, they are.
All right, man. Fuck. Hey, man.
John,
I love
I
how you're
believe
yelling
you.
at the Zodiac, man. Jesus Christ, man. Okay.
I know, and you're like, all right.
That guy's never going to fucking kill me.
But
Hey, why don't you back the fuck up, pal?
and he had a Zodiac watch. He was a diver. Okay, so that would explain like maybe he was at Lake Berryessa just fucking around. And some of the kids in the documentary mentioned how they would often help Arthur Lee Allen restitch his neoprene suits. And I can't believe I left this picture out. But there's a picture of him in his neoprene diving suit where his butt's hanging out.
All right, so he was a little stinker.
I got to airdrop it
official
right
stamp, little stinker,
Little
Yeah, so
copper tone stinker.
classic copper tone butt.
Do you think the mask has anything to do with the diver outfit?
Yeah,
Like old timey.
that looks like an old scuba hat. That's what they're called, right?
old scuba hats. Yeah.
I'm a watch guy. I know they're called scuba hats.
Yeah.
But in the documentary, one of the kids mentions how the mask specifically could have just been a reshaped patch of neoprene, because it is an odd shape. It looks like a black. It looks like what I'm wearing right now, Jake. So it could just be this old fucking suit that this weirdo had.
Some of the earlier sketches, they also had snorkels, right? In the drawings of the Zodiac.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are wings on to for some reason, man? All right, Juicy Jeff, I just dropped
sloppy,
the butt out picture. And guys, if you want to see this butt out picture,
I'd love to see this guy's ass.
look at that. This
Man,
guy's,
it's
Oh wow.
this guy's a little twagging hanging out.
That ain't as much
It's a
ass as I
thong.
thought, bro.
Is he wearing Crocs?
Crocs weren't wet yet, brother. The Zodiac watch, I think, is all I need to
Pretty nuts.
confirm my suspicions.
Yeah, so and one of the surviving victims, Michael Majot, identified him as the Zodiac. He's like, that's definitely that guy.
Whoa.
And then the second guy, I'm newer to this guy. He's the guy that I think it was that code cracker group identified as the Zodiac. They're like, we really think it's him. This guy, Gary Post. This guy is fucking insane, and I want to do an entire episode on him the more I find out about him. So Gary Post, he created this killing posse in the Sierra Nevadas. Apparently, he was recruiting like younger guys who were kind of fucked up and were just looking for somebody to just pal around with. And there are guys who were a part of that posse that later went on to lead relatively normal lives, who said, like, we would do fucked up shit, but we would buy into whatever he wanted to do. And they would say that this guy, Gary Post, he would love to like torture animals that they would come across. He would kill them just for the fuck of it, just to watch them bleed out.
Man.
And there were, I believe, 6 people that were associated with this group that at one point asked Gary Post if he's the Zodiac. And he either responded violently or admitted to being the Zodiac.
That's weird.
Very strange. Now, to this point,
Two different sides of a coin for sure.
Yeah.
You either freak out or you just, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. I'm the fucking Zodiac, okay?
yeah, you're scaring the deer, you piece of shit.
And is this
Shut
the guy
up.
that's played by the Fargo actor?
No,
in the movie?
Arthur Lee Allen is the Fargo
Okay.
guy. But Gary Post, now going to the killing posse, that might also explain why there's varying definitions and descriptions of the Zodiac and also different MOs. Like, what if he was convincing people to go out and say, like, hey, I want you to go out here and kill the first people you see?
That does look very like cultish what you're wearing.
Thank
Like,
you.
It could be multiple
Thank you.
people, you know?
So, I mean, with this guy, Gary Post, organizing these fucking killing posses, that might explain the different MOs and the different descriptions, Jake.
Whoa. This is so much scarier than like the Son of Sam stuff to me. Because it's
I think so too.
Yeah.
In part because it's like, my God, we're fucking 50 years past this, and Zodiac may still be alive. I mean, he, considering the age where most guys get into serial killing,
that's creepy.
he could be in his fucking 80s right now and just lurking.
Are these two guys still alive?
No,
Okay.
they're both dead.
And nobody left a note.
Well,
cryptogram.
Arthur Lee Allen, he would write letters to that fucking lady I mentioned who gave him free reign with her kids. He would write her letters all the time and writing weird fucking Zodiac related shit in there.
Really?
And when the mom was dying, she gave specific instructions to her kids. She's like, look, I do have a box. She's like, I'm not going to tell you what's in it, and I don't want you to open it until after I'm dead. And in the box, when they finally opened it and they found all these letters that Arthur Lee Allen had written her and like all this fucking weird shit he writes in there. He sent her a weird video where he's like, he has his ass in the camera.
He loves the ass out.
I know. I'm thinking he might have cut his own wetsuit open.
And wore the part on the ass on his head. That's probably what it was.
Just wearing a mask that is clearly the ass of a wetsuit, and the
stinks.
wetsuit you have has no ass, and that's how the cops bust you.
Yeah, just they make a lineup of dudes with just their asses.
All right, turn around.
Stick it out. Even white boys got the shout.
Number 4, turn around.
Bend it over.
The actor's name is John Carroll Lynch.
Something else, man. This fucking guy.
Yeah, that guy's the man.
Yeah, he's terrifying in the movie.
I like him a lot, Jake.
Yeah, so do I.
Also plays Mac McDonald in The Founder.
Wow.
He's great in that.
Yeah, so
Eat your eggs.
we still have no idea who the daggone Zodiac is, but it's got to be somewhere within this collection of freaks that they.
Dude, killing posse sounds real, man. That sounds like a good theory that should be explored more.
Yeah, because it is weird that there is inconsistency throughout the Zodiac killings.
Yeah, like the fact that like you have one stabbing happen, everyone else was like basically executed as couples, and then the last one is a guy with no mask shooting a cab driver. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Unless Son of Stamp was starting to pop off on the East Coast. That was in the 70s, that wasn't.
Yes,
That was a little bit
70s.
later. Okay.
So curious.
I don't know what to do here.
How bizarre.
Very spooky stuff.
How bizarre.
It sounds like a good Halloween watch. I think I might throw it on tonight.
It is, man. There are a lot of like scenes from that movie that scare me.
I'm talking about the documentary.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty scary,
That is pretty
right?
good. It wasn't as spooky as I thought it would be, just because I don't know. I think I've already been spooked out of my spooky genes.
Is it more straightforward as opposed to like having a haunting overtone?
Yeah, it's. You end up hearing his voice too, which kind of spoils it because it's kind of like
From the calls.
no from just videos that he makes, and also when he gets out, like when he gets out from a Atascadero and he's being considered as the Zodiac, he consents to a television interview. This lady just goes and knocks up on his door. She's like, "Hey, I'm so and so from wherever." She's like, "I want to talk to you," and he's like, "You can come in, but your cameraman can't."
Who? Who is this?
Arthur Lee Allen, because she wants to ask him about him being presumed to possibly be the Zodiac. So he's gotten out of prison for child molestation. He's now being mentioned as a possible Zodiac suspect. He has animals in his fucking fridge, like
Jesus.
weird fucking shit, man. So he consents to this interview, but he tells her that she can't bring her cameraman into his house.
What does she do?
She goes in, dude,
Wow.
and they do the interview in his basement.
I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah.
She goes down, and he's a hulking guy too. He's scary, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, she gains his trust enough as to where later on in the interview, they're able to let the cameraman come in. So she goes to get him. She films this. Initially, his face is blurred out. But as time progresses, they're just like, fuck this. We're not blurring it out anymore. I guess it's after he dies. They show him, and you hear him speaking, and he just sounds like such a fucking sad sack.
At first, Mike, I thought you meant that they blurred it for like the first half of the video, and then
Then they
turned
forgot.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick break, and then it just restarts.
Yeah, they had our old editor editing that footage, man.
Do you think that the obviously that reporter would have shit her pants, right? Like in that situation, if you were that reporter, would you have gone into the house? Like really? I can tell you right now, no way in hell.
That's
I would
one
do-
thing.
I would not get that story.
As,
dude.
as a
so.
child, every adult whose house I ever went in would call me Intrepid Mike.
Would they really?
They would, yes.
Oh wow.
Anytime I would just knock up just to work on not being scared anymore. I would knock on strangers' doors, and most of the men were very weird, and I would go in anyway. And I would say, mister, I just want to run down to your basement, come back up, and leave. I just want to get over my fear of going into strange men's houses.
Yeah.
And word got around that Intrepid Mike was knocking on doors.
Dude, I did something where I put myself in a very molestable situation.
Speak on it.
Thinking about it now, when I was a kid, there was an aunt that lived near me that was like lonely, right? Like she didn't have a husband and she just lived alone in an apartment. And I was allowed to ride my bike all over Chai. And there are these bad apartments that are near the train tracks. And I remember going there in like 4th or 5th grade, riding my bike, knocking on every apartment door.
Why?
Looking for her because I knew she lived in one of the houses. And then this guy let me into his house. I never met him before, and he's like, yeah.
Oh, maybe she's in here.
He's like, oh yeah, I know. She lives upstairs. She's not home right now, but you can come in and wait. I was like, okay, and I went.
So
and sat
he's
on this
keeping
dude's-
tabs on your aunt's whereabouts.
Yeah. So apparently they were like a little hookup situation.
Oh,
happening.
okay.
So it ended up, thank God, panning out
He was
that
molesting
way.
your aunt.
he was already full. He didn't have room for Jake.
But dude, like that could have been anybody, man. I could have just walked into like Mr. Molester's house, and God, what a different time. Even 20 years ago was growing up.
Yeah, that's
30 years ago, I guess.
not
Yeah.
not gonna
Insane.
fly today.
No.
I think they're more prevalent than ever, but I think, fortunately, I think younger people are more aware
Yeah.
of the horrors that lurk. Whereas when we were kids, it's like the thought of getting your butt porked would not even occur to you while you're out riding.
Yeah,
the
dude.
bike.
I mean, the fact that I agreed to walk into this dude's apartment, first floor, never saw him before in my life. He's like, yeah, I know her. Come on in, and just we'll wait for her. Man, that could have gone so badly.
Look, man, when a guy's got a snake in his apartment, what? I'm gonna go check this thing out. If it's feeding day, yeah, I'm gonna spend the night.
Yeah.
I thought I smelled a turtle tank. Damn, Jake, I'm glad you made it out.
Yeah. Man, I like to make all the Zodiac victims about me. You know what I mean?
No, man.
At the end there. But
You're a survivor.
He is, yes.
You've always been a survivor.
this is, yeah. I hate not having closure on this. I like that.
Yeah, Unsolved Mysteries really bug me. We don't have hardly any of those that we've covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the first one? The first unsolved mystery that we have?
I guess we talked about Delphi before
Yeah.
it was like solved, or maybe they arrested at least they arrested somebody there. But yeah, this just scared the shit out of me. I think Arthur Lee Allen is a bit of a stinker, but at the same time, the Zodiac case just fucking spooks me out. It's that weird time period in California, and two, that they never caught the guy. It's, how do you not catch a guy? It's like you've encountered him too, which makes it even scarier, and he let you know that you encountered him.
Did he have any kind of relationship with anybody? Arthur Allen, that guy? Arthur Lee Allen?
Ooh, just that lady from whose kids were in the documentary.
Okay.
I don't know if he had kids. Did he? I don't know if he had kids of his own. May
Yeah.
have been married once, if I remember correctly. Pardon me.
That's nuts.
But
man.
he would just, he would. I can't tell you enough to watch that documentary, but and I think they're all believable. Every kid in that story, they talk about going places with him and speeding around and going in different cars and going to like weird spots that seem very Zodiac-y. And they say there's one point where it wasn't one of the murders that's blatantly attributed to him, but it's another murder where he's considered. But these kids say they drove off the side to the side of the road, this beach area, and they were told to not get out of the car. And Arthur Lee Allen disappeared for a while, and when he came back, the kids noticed that he had blood all over him. And when they asked him why he's got blood all over him, he just tells them to shut up, and he drives them back home.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
And there was a couple found in that area around that time that had been killed and that were just hidden in a rock formation.
On the coast.
Yes.
Mike, when he wrote on the door, had there already been like accumulated more than the 7 murders that the cops had found?
There are a bunch more that could possibly be Zodiac before and after. I think they're as early as maybe 63 might be the earliest considered Zodiac one. And then into the 70s where he could have kept going, and I don't know.
Because that sounds like, because I was a different MO of the stabbing and stuff like that, makes me think that maybe that could have been like a copycat or a different person, and that's why they're writing the dates on the door to kind of take
credit.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Could be.
Man, I could do this all day.
Does it ever make you sad that we're kind of moving out of our serial killing prime? Like, you guys are more in it than I am. But I think I've only got a few more years to really get into it if I'm ever going to do it.
It's not something that makes me sad when I think about it.
Yeah.
It's not something I've ever even considered actually.
I was out of my serial killer prime when I couldn't fit through a window anymore. That's probably when I.
Yeah, window.
So 7th grade.
Window emergency exits are. Yeah, I think I'm the same way. A lot of serial killers. I guess this guy might have been on the chunky side, but you got to be nimble. You got to be able to squeeze through tight spaces.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't been able to do that for a long time.
Yeah, and I don't know how these guys stay up so late.
That I can do.
You could. You would be
Yeah.
good if I had your ability to fucking vampire through the night. I might be able to do
Stay
it.
up and rewatch Entourage.
Yeah.
Maybe Entourage is the thing keeping him from killing.
Oh my god, yeah. It's his medicine.
But if I did kill, I would be the Entourage killer.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it's going to be
Oh my god.
two sides of the same coin.
Now you're
here.
getting me fired up. I have to give it a try, Jake. But
Where'd you leave
There's
off?
still time.
Season 4?
Probably.
I mean-
no,
you're
no,
talking about-
I'm talking about serial killing, not entourage.
Oh, yeah. Give it a try.
Oh man, it would be so hard to be in there at 4 o'clock at night. You see
Yeah.
everybody else sleeping. I'd be like, you know what, let me just sit in the recliner and rest my eyes for 5 minutes. And then the homeowners wake up the next morning and I'm just asleep in the recliner like this.
Excuse me?
Giant knife in your hand,
I'm up.
gun in your other hand, sleeping like Dracula.
You know what? I am thankful, knock on wood, on this beautiful Wereworks table. I am thankful that we've never had any serial killer send anything to the P.O. box.
I
You've
don't
given
know
out
why
multiple
you
times.
just said that, Jake.
I knocked on the wood first.
I mean, Jeff, what the fuck, man? Why would he say that?
I don't want that to happen.
Why don't you knock on your microphone? Why don't you knock it off next time? You know, like Jesus Christ.
I don't want that to happen. I'm just saying.
Then don't fucking say it,
All right,
Jake.
I won't
God
say
damn,
it.
man.
Take it out.
I'm just
You
waiting.
can't take it out of the universe. You put it in.
I'm just waiting now for somebody to actually become the Entourage killer and you're suspect number one.
fuck.
Yeah, you just gave somebody an idea. The
Yeah,
listener's going to become the Entourage killer.
You know what I'm gonna say as soon as I get found not guilty? Victory. Fucking right. The guy knows my show.
But doesn't he always say everything always works out or something like that?
Well, Sylvester Stallone hasn't been on the show.
Yo, Adrian Grenier.
Oh, man.
Grenier.
Oh, that's where the connection was.
Yes.
Yeah, Vinny says that multiple times, and then Eric repeats it back to him at some point and says, "What do you always say? Everything's gonna work out." And then Vince says, "I say that." It's one of the worst fucking shows of all time.
Oh, I've recently been getting into a show that feels like Entourage for the elderly.
Ballers?
Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about this show. I heard it's pretty cool.
Is it a network prime time
I think it's like a
Hour
TNT
long?
kind of thing, right? Like a
hour-long drama?
Man, Zodiac's thirsty.
Yeah, Zodiac. It's thirsty.
Jake, it's TNT in the sense that it's a fucking dynamite show, but it's on CBS.
Big three.
It was on CBS, early 2000s. It's got Jimmy Kahn. It's got Vanessa Marcil. It's got Nikki Cox. Bro,
Jimmy
primo
Kahn.
babes. What's Josh Duhamel?
Duhamel?
I think it's Duhamel.
Duhamel.
We're gonna
Josh Dua Lipa, yes.
Josh Dua Lipa.
Yes.
Dua
Lipa Faye.
Wow, that his that had to be when he popped off when he was also in oh no, that's Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah, they always got mixed up. Right? Those two.
They're a real Bill Paxton, Bill Pullman,
Yeah, Dylan
Kurt Russell.
McDermott, Dermot Mulroney.
Oh my God, Jake! Now I'm having a stroke. Am I the only one who smells toast this time?
Married to Fergie as well.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, strange.
Yeah.
That is strange.
Do you remember that Fergie song, Big Girls Don't Cry?
No,
You're making Zodiac look so cool right now.
Thank you. Thanks,
real.
bro.
yeah. When's Zodiac's new EP drop? Zodiac, the SoundCloud
Oh,
rapper.
shit. Is that the fucking Death Row logo? Is that Zodiac?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang,
Look at you.
ding dang.
Ding dong.
Is there a pronunciation on that, Juicy? Is it Duhamel?
I've always thought it was Dumel.
I think it's Duhamel.
Duhamel, right?
Josh
We can all
Gargamel
agree that
from
he's
Smurfs.
wrong.
That's what you're thinking of. Smurfs Gargamel.
Dude, I've
Jake.
seen. I'm
You got
pretty
some
sure
Gargamel going on. You got a little Gargamel going on right now.
Thank you. Yeah, I do.
Dark Gargamel.
Oh,
Darkamel.
thanks. What was his cat's name?
You always used to touch him in a weird way. I was more of a Snorkels kid myself.
Wait, Juicy, you got phonetic spelling?
Yeah,
over there?
does it say it for you? Are we gonna hear a computer say
Yeah,
it?
it's 2 syllables. It's Dummel.
Damn it.
How have I never heard him introduced on a late night show? Is it because that format's dying?
Rocky.
I suppose so.
I feel like I heard it Duhamel on Conan, but I
Must have been his first appearance, and then they corrected it after
That's
that.
when they want him to do a Mel Gibson impression, Jake.
Josh, do a Mel.
And yeah, ruined my Tiger season tickets.
It's very creepy that there's somebody putting Zodiac stickers around the city of San Francisco.
yeah.
All the way to the airport.
Intriguing fellow, man. He's
Yeah.
very spooky, and it's. Do you think with all the true crime that we've all been subjected to, do you think we're much less scared of the potential of being killed by a serial killer than we were in the 70s or 80s?
You mean as a result of or just
Nowadays, like
Yeah.
what we've learned.
as an entire people? I'm certainly numb and desensitized to it. People don't really call anybody a serial killer these days. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
rarely used term. So I think because of that, I probably am less scared. I'm more scared of teenagers in Philadelphia when I park my car at night.
Jake, what are you most scared of?
Oh man, everything, man. The word serial has been replaced with like mass. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is spooky.
And it's like a generation of work smarter, not harder, like these old serial killers did. You know,
Yes.
Two different mindsets.
using AI.
One's going postal. One's like, I have a secret. You know?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, one's going Pony Express.
Man, those are the
And
simple
one's
days.
going Polar Express. We did it.
Yeah, man.
We did another one.
Anything else you want to mention, Jake?
Are we coming and quadding, or are we splitting? Because I have something I do want to bring up that's been pressing.
Go
How
ahead,
long
man.
have we done?
Is it your balls against your leg?
It's
Where are we at, Juicy? Okay, yeah, it's a little
Okay.
bit of kumquat.
All right, I'll give it a little kumquat if that's okay. Yeah. One thing I've noticed, probably one of the biggest crimes I've seen this century, World Series is happening, and no steal a base, no steal a taco.
Bro.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
How
Noticed
about
that
that?
today.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
I mean,
Obviously, yeah.
I haven't been there in a while, and it would have brought me there to spend $15 after
Yeah.
getting a free taco.
Yeah.
What was that big inhale for, Jeff? Did you just take a rip of a vape?
Dodgers are winning 7-6
In what inning?
in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Whoa.
Man.
All right.
Yeah, I would have what?
At the
Do you
time
get-
of this recording.
We could kumquat
If there's
it
two
at the rest
steals
of the
in
game.
one night, do you get 2 tacos the next day, or is it you limited to one?
I think you're limited to one.
I thought it was just always one stolen base equals they just give out one
next
taco day
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
there's
It's not the
times-
next day. It's they set a certain date like
after the series is
after the World
over.
Series, like a week or so after. It's free taco day.
I mean, there's no way that they could have lost money on that. Like the amount of what do you think the
Oh,
percentage of
shit.
people?
I thought it was day after. I thought it was like a limited window
No.
they gave you, like 24 hours to claim it.
No, it was always like show up, and I think like the last couple of years, it even like was like an app thing.
Yes,
like,
yeah,
where it was,
online
like-
exclusive.
Yeah.
yeah. You gotta
Which it didn't used to
sell
be that
your
way.
data. It's fine. I'm saving dozens of dollars a week.
Like, geez, he's hungry.
Hang on, I'm getting a spam call. Hang on, I have 1,000 spam emails. Sell the data. Sell me it.
Speaking of, have you guys ever had spam?
I may have as a child, but not as an adult. Is it anywhere similar to pork roll?
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like pork roll. But
It's nice when it's fried,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a nice component of a breakfast sandwich.
You've had a spam, egg, and cheese.
Yes.
Is that like essentially what a McMuffin is? Spam? Or is that ham? That's just ham.
I think it's Canadian bacon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx. You owe me a Coke. Oh, they have Pepsi here? I'll just have a water.
But maybe I'll make it for you. The next time we take a trip, I'll cook some spam.
I mean, I don't go out of your way to get it. Like, it's fine.
It's tasty, man.
Yeah.
It's salty, it's chewy, it's beefy. You love it.
Wet and Juicy's moaning and she described it.
Yeah, you're gonna suck the spam out of the can like a goddamn Go-Gurt, Jake.
I'm not doubting it. I probably would, but yeah. All
Juicy
right.
Jeff just Alex smacked all over the goddamn floor.
What's each of y'all's favorite breakfast meat?
Pork roll heavy these days.
Yeah.
If I'm at a standard place where the options are bacon, sausage, or ham, I'm going sausage.
I love sausage.
Yeah, I never get bacon because a lot of places fuck it up.
Yeah, I like making my own bacon better.
It's like either super thin and like you ever get it where it's just like fucking
Part of it's not
Stringy and
Yeah.
greasy, and
Yeah.
it just
cooked. Cannot chew it.
yeah.
That's gross. I'm fine with it being up until it's disintegrated. Like if it crumbles in my mouth, I'm fine with it being that burnt.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have an issue paying the same amount of money for like that side versus
When you
like
know
a
sausage is
patty.
going to be
yeah,
fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't fuck
Truck
that
me
up.
out.
Oh shit, he's watching the game.
Going to the 9th inning.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted.
Thanks.
You will hear me yell as you discuss bacon.
Bacon.
Go dosers.
You like the thick cut or do you like regular
I
cut?
love thick cut.
Yeah?
I really, man, I would fucking eat an entire package of bacon if you left me to my own devices.
All right.
I've
time.
done it.
Do you like
You've never done it?
No, I said I had done it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
many times.
Yeah.
And the Costco thick cut packs are £1.50.
Oh, my
somebody needs Wegovy. Oh, my tummy hurt. I'm gonna be up late on the toilet.
Bacon turned you Asian?
man,
My throw up turned to diarrhea. How can that be?
you guys fuck with Scrapple at all?
Yes, Scrapple is a when you've got the big 5.
Yeah.
You got the main 3 plus Scrapple and pork roll.
Man.
I will teeter-totter between. I'll go 3 pork rolls, 1 Scrapple. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm getting breakfast 4 times a month, let's say,
Yeah.
I'll
That's
throw
a
Scrapple
move.
in the mix 25% of the time.
That's If you're going to a diner, what's your go-to order, like for like a breakfast thing?
I usually go omelet.
Omelet.
Omelet with home fries and toast. Used to sub for the bagel instead of toast. I'm back on toast now.
Yeah.
White toast with butter is unbeatable. And then occasionally, I'll get a side of a meat. I might throw some Scrapple on the
Okay.
side with my sausage omelet
That's nice.
or Western omelet, depends.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Really enjoyed that chorizo burrito that we had at
That
Black
looked
Bear.
good.
And anytime I see that on menu, I usually get it.
Yeah?
Same.
Yeah, really,
Yeah, that's a good move right there.
love a good breakfast burrito. I had a great breakfast burrito at Phoenix's airport, man. I wish I remembered the name of that place.
Airport burrito,
Dude, it was fucking nuts, man. They gave you spicy salsa with it.
Dude, you could probably talk someone into getting on a plane with one and meeting you here.
Dude, the one in the Phoenix airport was worth it. And if anybody that's familiar with Phoenix airport, please, I think it's Sky Harbor Airport. If you know this place,
Sky Harbor, that sounds like a porn star.
oh God, rest in peace to the Harbor family. But man, it's a delicious burrito with a fucking salsa with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really starting to fuck with like breakfast salsa, man. You can't go wrong with that.
Picante.
Yeah. What about you, Jeff?
I've been on a kick lately where I'm doing sausage, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel and putting cream cheese on it as well.
Whoa.
It's a game changer.
I knew he was
you gotta
juicy
put,
and wet. I know he was so nasty.
never even-
dude.
tried
You gotta
something like
put like American or cheddar. You still put the regular cheese on the
Yeah.
sausage, egg, and cheese, and
Yeah.
then you spread it on the bagel, just like any
Oh my
kind of cream
God.
cheese, like a scallion or a garlic cream cheese.
Whoa, dude.
Dude,
You gotta order.
It is a game changer, man. I'm telling you.
I've been too
I'm
afraid
telling
to
you.
try that.
Dude, it's
You know?
so good.
I don't fuck with the cream cheese.
I don't
but,
like cream cheese either, man.
I do.
I like a bagel with
I
cream
load
cheese,
my.
but I don't.
If I'm making a sandwich at home, I'll load it up with butter, the bagel, before I put
Whoa.
the sandwich on.
So you don't fuck with that at all.
Cream cheese. No,
Whoa.
never have. Maybe if it's in an icing, perhaps, or some kind
I don't
of.
even like it then.
If it's in an ingredient, I'll fuck with it.
I've been tricked into eating cream cheese icing, and I felt a murderous rage after.
What
Is
bugs you
that
out about
because of
it?
me?
No. I
I
don't like
did
the
it to you.
word cheese being associated with cake, and I think if I didn't know what it was, I would probably like it very much.
Cinnabon exploded in your mouth. That was cream cheese icing.
Well, it was the texture of cum that made me angry at that point.
Okay. Overrode your anger of the cream cheese.
Yeah.
And the phallic
Well,
shape.
Cinnabon doesn't say fucking cream cheese all big on their font. You know what I mean? So it's not in your head.
That is Cinnabon? That's cream cheese?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense, man. I don't fuck with Cinnabon usually either. I had an obese cousin who ruined it for me.
How?
Watching her pig out on Cinnabon.
At the mall?
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Actually, I think it was where I
Got it
first
to go.
Dude, I think it was Cherry Hill Mall, and she got one, and my aunt's like, "Oh, we're gonna get Cinnabon," and it's like we didn't get Cinnabon. My cousin got Cinnabon, and I watched this body punisher of a woman just devour this fucking thing without offering it to anybody, and watching the condition that she left this thing in, it was just I don't ever want that in my mouth.
It looked like a
Did she
cannibal.
use her hands or did she use her face?
Yeah, hands behind her back.
Like, would you have taken a bite had she offered you one?
I would have, just because when you're a kid, when people build things up, whether or not you enjoy them, you'll say you enjoy them just because of the excitement that's been built up.
Yeah.
And with Cinnabon, I'm sure you're a kid, it's sugary enough as to where you'll enjoy anything that's loaded up with that much shit. But I think I would have enjoyed it had I had the opportunity to have it without my pig lady cousin ruining it.
She's a listener of the.
If we can neuralize you for anything, it's so that you can forget that and get back on the Cinnabon train because it is a god tier level mall snack.
Looks good. I love Auntie Anne's, man.
Yeah.
Every time I hit the fucking mall, it's an original with salt in my left hand and a Jamba Juice strawberries wild in my right.
You always get one from the airport too, don't you?
Any ants?
Yeah.
I'll go with the breakfast sandwich there.
Yeah.
On the way out, every once in a while, I'll get an original with salt for sure. Yeah.
Annie Ann's has been fucking my stomach up lately. I think there's
What?
so much grease in them now.
keep
They're
eating
just like, dude, I
Can't stop.
I get the worst stomach pains, and then I'm shitting liquid for the next 3 shits that I gotta take.
Wow, really closing it out strong this week with Jeff's bowel movements.
Wet and juicy.
Thanks for adding
They are
that.
wet and juicy poops.
Oh man.
Christ. We almost made it out.
Well, I'll tell you what kind of breakfast I like, guys. I always go for the Grand Slam kind of version of whatever they have.
Big breakfast at McDonald's.
Hungry man breakfast. It's always like pancake or French toast, and then eggs and home fry, and then you get the breakfast meat. It's a lot.
Yeah, man.
They called it the Grizz at the Black Bear Diner.
Yeah,
I saw you didn't get the Grizz.
I didn't know they. If I would have,
I noticed you didn't get the Grizz at Black Bear Diner. Is everything okay?
There was a lot.
There's no easy way to tell you this.
To be fair, there was a lot of text on that menu.
Yeah,
so I was
no
not reading it all.
pictures.
Almost overloaded. I don't like an overly descriptive menu. Give me a handful of items. Let me pick from.
Yeah,
Well, diners have everything.
I know, but still, man, that was a lot even by diner standards.
No. It's just because it was all small font. A normal diner menu's got 10 pages you got to flip to get to the end of it, you know? Yeah, we'll agree, Pappas. Boy, we did it. We did it so good I can't even talk anymore.
What was your favorite thing that we ate on our trip?
Might have been that Mexican place with the colorful seats.
That was good, man.
That
was that
was
the
banging.
place on the last day?
No, that was just a burrito place. I'm talking about the place where we got
Oh,
chips and
Yes.
guac and
that was
birria tacos.
really good. Yeah,
Shit on the sidewalk outside is what Mike is focused
Mike
on.
was playing shit traffic
He
guard.
remembers most.
I felt so useful in that moment.
you
Yeah,
were.
we had to
you were
drag you away.
Dude, it
You
looked like
couldn't
they had to
stop.
drag that shit away because that was like 4 fucking pavements long.
Yeah, it was definitely in front of one entire storefront plus half of another, for sure.
Yeah, I love being that useful to society.
You were like Batman out there.
I felt like it. Yeah, I was Scatman. And there was just shit smeared for what had to have been, what seemed like 8 feet. And I just love telling people, hey, whoa,
Hey, watch it. Hey, bop.
Loved especially telling the Latinas,
Yeah, you did. You had to tell them twice.
scusi mamacita.
They walked through once and then they walked back through, and Mike had to. You told him again, right?
I
Or-
did, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to tell them
Language
twice,
barrier.
you know?
You were like, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Hey, dose. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell them dose.
That's what Bill Cosby would tell him. But I did enjoy my time there. I enjoyed that Mexican street hot dog. I know you didn't like it. I enjoyed mine.
I was 0 for 2 with my street meat experiences while I was there. I'm off the street meat permanently at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, what did you think about your bacon wrapped hot dog?
Man, that was really good.
I thought so
Yeah,
too.
that was a pleasant surprise.
It used to make them better.
One thing that was difficult is there's so many vendors in a small space that you feel bad not getting.
They're all
others.
on the same company.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog.
Yeah. How was she saying that?
I was trying to say it. I can't. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog.
Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog.
Man.
She had a raised pitch, much like a vendor at a sports stadium. She had it down to.
I was gonna say, what's your because everybody's got their hot dog, like everybody's got their signature.
Cold
Like if you were selling
dog hot beers.
I like
The
the
beers.
old. I like the old
Hot
Mickey
beers.
Mouse Club hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
I wonder if you would get fined for doing that in the stadium.
Oh, like copyright infringement? Yeah.
Who the
That's
fucking mouse police?
hot dog. That's what I would do.
Whoa! I'll
man.
take 2 from
That
that
is
guy.
a good one.
And don't
That's a
come
really good
back.
one.
You're scaring my kid. Their first ball game.
Poor kid's choking on a hot dog bite when she hears him screaming it.
What a practice, man. That's look into that.
Oh, heavens. Well, bros. Jake, is there anything you'd like to promote before we go?
No, man. Just follow me on Twitter, Instagram at Jake Mattera, and yeah, come to one of our live shows the next time we do them. And keep if you're not already a Patreon, keep looking for our new travel videos. We got so much good stuff coming out.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Follow me at Johnny Delco, JONNYDELCO on Instagram and Twitter. And have a damn happy Halloween. Ooh.
Wet and Juicy Jeff, you want to talk about your golf channel?
Yeah, Delco Golfs on Instagram and YouTube at Delco Golfs.
And if you're a patron and you're watching this, thank you for being a patron and thank you for making all this fun shit possible. It's because of you we can do all this incredible stuff that we do, make these wonderful videos we make, do the podcast, buy all the bacon wrap hot dogs our hearts can handle. If you're not a patron yet, consider joining us. It's the most direct way to support the podcast. You can do so at patreon.com/Lil Stinkers, LILSTINKERS. If you're a patron, you get every episode a week early. You get ad-free episodes, which is a biggie. You get all the live streams we do. We're doing a book club meeting in December, which is going to be I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. We're going to do a live stream to discuss what we learned from the book. We do movie watch-alongs. We're going to be discussing some plans for construction on Dog Penis Island, which we discussed in an earlier episode, and things are really starting to take shape. All this stuff is possible on the Patreon. Join us at patreon.com/Lil Stinkers. It's $4 a month or $40 for the year. It's your choice. Also, you can order a custom kumquat hour from us. We're doing custom kumquat hours now. You can do so by going to onperks.com and order a custom kumquat hour. Once you place your order, I'm going to email you. I'm going to find out exactly what you want us to talk about in your kumquat hour. We'll talk about anything. We're doing one tonight where a guy just wants to hear us talk about hockey. And we're going to be talking hockey.
Can't wait.
And it's literally whatever you want to talk about.
I'm going to be hawking turkey. Because I don't know much about hockey, honestly.
Well, Jake and I are old puck men.
Yeah, we love the puck.
Mm-hmm. All right, you're on thin ice with that one. But yeah, get a custom kumquat hour. The holidays are approaching. What nicer gift to give to the weirdo in your life or to treat yourself to with a custom kumquat hour available in 15-minute increments, 30 minutes, or a full hour for you real perverts out there, all at onperks.com. But aside from that, I had a lot of fun with you guys as usual.
A lot of fun with you guys, as usual.
And
Usual.
I think we should end with a group kiss.
That's a custom order.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll kiss each other. Dude, just whatever you want. We'll
won't.
fucking do it, man.
We will not.
I love kissing, and I love making customs. I love kissing
The
customs.
Zodiac loves kissing,
Yeah.
guys.
We're going to be doing OnlyFans in early 2025.
Yeah, we started a custom kissing website. You tell us how to kiss, and we'll do it. We'll try our best.
It's called Custom Bustums. We will do anything sexually. But I'm teasing. Thank you for making this fun. We had a blast as usual. On behalf of Wet and Juicy Jeff, Jacob from Mattera, Jon Delcollo, and me, the Zodiac, we'll see you next week. Love
Bye.
you guys. There's so much fucked up shit to get into.
stinkers.